How did Bhima, who was first poisoned, then tied and thrown into the river, not just survive, but return to Hastinapur stronger than before? Hello viewers, welcome back to Katha Yogam. Today, we unravel a tale of treachery, resilience, and divine intervention. In our last episode, we saw how Duryodhana, burning with jealousy, carefully laid out his first step in eliminating the Pandavas by getting rid of Bhima. But fate had other plans. Let's dive into this gripping chapter of the Mahabharata where Bhima defied death, endured unimaginable trials, and returned stronger than ever. Please take a moment of your precious time to subscribe to our channel. It costs you nothing, but your support will help us bring more captivating stories from the treasure trove of Indian epics to you. As Vaishampayana continued to narrate the great epic, the audience was left in shock at the sheer cruelty of Duryodhana. Even as a young boy, his envy knew no bounds. Determined to secure his claim to the throne, he poisoned his cousin Bhima and cast him into the raging waters of the Ganga, believing he had finally disposed of his strongest rival. Resting in his luxurious riverside retreat, Duryodhana felt a wicked sense of relief. Bhimasena was gone, and soon the rest of the Pandavas would follow. With that thought, he drifted into peaceful sleep, unaware of the forces already at play. Meanwhile, as the sun rose, the children who had rested through the night began to wake. They decided to return to the palace. But something felt amiss. Bhima was nowhere to be seen. Assuming he had left earlier, the four Pandava brothers made their way back. However, when they arrived and asked Kunti about him, her heart clenched in fear. Bhima had not returned. A mother's instincts flared, and one name echoed in her mind: Duryodhana. Her mind raced with dread. Had she led her sons into a death trap by bringing them to Hastinapur? Vidura, ever wise and reassuring, tried to calm her fears. He reminded her of the prophecy that foretold Bhima's great future and urged her not to lose hope. He immediately ordered a search operation. Kunti clung to that hope, praying for Bhima's safe return. Days turned into nights, stretching into 8 long, agonizing days. Still, there was no sign of Bhima. Whispers filled the palace halls, soft murmurs of fear and doubt. Everyone suspected the worst. Even Duryodhana and his brothers pretended to be worried, speaking in concerned tones. But beneath their false sorrow, they were celebrating. Their plan had worked, or so they thought. And then, on the 8th day, something miraculous happened. A figure walked through the palace gates, tall, radiant, full of life. It was Bhima, but he was different. His body looked stronger, his presence more commanding. The very sight of him sent waves of relief through the Pandavas, their eyes brimming with tears. Kunti rushed forward, embracing her son, unable to hold back her emotions. But in the corner of the room, Duryodhana and Shakuni stood frozen. Their eyes were wide with disbelief. How was this possible? Inside the private chambers, the Pandavas huddled around Bhima as he began to recount the incredible tale of his survival. He explained how, after consuming the poisoned food, darkness had consumed him. His body went numb, and then nothing. When he awoke, he was bound by creepers drifting helplessly in the river's currents. Then, suddenly, he was no longer in the mortal world. Bhima had descended into the mysterious realm of the Nagas, the serpent beings who ruled the netherworld. At first, they saw him as an intruder and attacked, their venomous fangs sinking into his flesh. But something strange happened. The poison from their bites counteracted the poison in his veins. His body, instead of weakening, grew stronger. And then, with a roar, Bhima snapped the bindings around him and fought back. The Nagas were no match for his raw power. He crushed some under his feet, flung others like mere playthings. Chaos erupted in the underworld. One of the terrified serpents slithered away to inform their king, Vasuki. Vasuki arrived, astonished to witness the might of this human. But before he could act, an elderly Naga stepped forward. Aryaka, a wise and noble serpent who happened to be the great-grandfather of Kunti. Recognizing Bhima, Aryaka urged Vasuki to welcome him as a guest rather than an intruder. Vasuki, realizing Bhima's divine connection, embraced him like an honored guest. To show his hospitality, he led Bhima to the Rasakund, the sacred nectar of the Nagas, a drink said to grant the strength of thousands of elephants. Most could barely drink a single vessel. Bhima, he drank 8. As the powerful elixir coursed through his veins, his body underwent an extraordinary transformation. Strength unlike any mortal's filled him. Overwhelmed by the effect, he collapsed into a deep sleep. For 8 days, he slept. When he awoke, he was no longer the same Bhima. He was reborn, blessed with the power of 10,000 elephants. The Nagas, having fulfilled their duty, informed him that his family was anxiously awaiting him. Before sending him off, they whispered a grave warning. Duryodhana had tried to kill him once. He would try again. Bhima had to remain vigilant. With their guidance, he emerged from the river and rushed back to Hastinapur, where his return stunned everyone who had conspired against him. But Duryodhana was not one to accept defeat easily. The failed attempt on Bhima's life only fueled his hatred. If one poison had failed, he would find another, deadlier one. Again and again, he tried, each time scheming more cunningly. But Bhima emerged unscathed every time. No venom seemed strong enough, no trap deep enough, no blow powerful enough to bring him down. Yet, before Duryodhana could devise another plot, a new challenge arose. A threat that unsettled him just as much. Arjuna. With the arrival of the great teachers, Kripacharya and Dronacharya, the balance of power was about to shift once more. The tale of the Mahabharata only grows more intense from here. What new challenges await the Pandavas? How will Duryodhana scheme next? Join us in the next episode as we uncover the arrival of the great teachers who would shape the warriors of the epic. Until then, stay tuned to Katha Yogam. If you appreciate our work, please like and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notified when we upload a new episode.